At a railway station in a city, there lived a beggar who survived by asking for alms from passengers boarding and alighting from trains. One day, as he was begging, he noticed a tall man dressed in a suit. Thinking the man looked wealthy, the beggar approached him hoping to receive a generous amount. However, upon seeing the beggar, the tall man asked, "You always keep asking others. Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I only take from others. I am in no position to give anything to anyone." The tall man responded, "If you cannot give anything, you have no right to ask. I am a businessman and I believe in give and take. If you can offer me something, only then will I give you something in return." With that, the tall man boarded the train and left. The beggar was deeply struck by the man's words and began reflecting on them. He thought, "Perhaps I don't receive much because I never give anything in return. But I am just a beggar. What could I possibly give to anyone? How long will I keep asking without giving anything back?" After pondering over this for a while, the beggar decided that he would offer something in return to anyone who gave him alms. But he was troubled by the question, what could I, a beggar, possibly give in return? 2 days passed as he wrestled with this thought. On the third day, as he sat near the station, his eyes fell on some flowers blooming on plants nearby. An idea struck him. Why not give flowers to people in exchange for their alms? He liked the idea and picked some flowers. From that day, whenever someone gave him alms, he offered them a flower in return. People were delighted to receive the flowers and happily kept them. Gradually, the beggar noticed that more people were giving him alms. He began collecting all the flowers around the station and used them for this exchange. Whenever he had flowers, he received more alms, but when the flowers ran out, so did the donations. This continued for some time. One day, as the beggar was begging, he saw the same tall man sitting in a train. He immediately approached him and said, "Today, I have flowers to give you in return for your alms. Please give me something, and I will give you these flowers." The tall man handed him some money, and the beggar gave him a flower in return. The man was impressed and said, "Wonderful. Today, you've become a businessman, just like me." Smiling, he took the flower and alighted at his station. The beggar, however, couldn't stop thinking about the tall man's words. He felt a newfound joy and confidence. His eyes sparkled with determination as he realized that he had found the key to transforming his life. He stepped off the train, looked up at the sky and shouted excitedly, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become rich." People nearby thought he had gone mad. From the next day, the beggar was never seen at the station again. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed men were traveling on the same train. As they saw each other, one extended his hand and said, "Do you recognize me?" The second man replied, "No. I believe we're meeting for the first time." The first man smiled and said, "No, this is our third meeting. Please think back." The second man, "When did we meet the other 2 times?" The first man laughed and said, "We met twice before on this very train. I was the beggar whom you once told to stop asking and start giving." Surprised, the second man exclaimed, "Oh, I remember. You're the beggar I refused to give money to once, and the second time I bought a flower from you. But today you're wearing a suit. Where are you heading and what are you doing now?" The first man replied, "Yes, I was that beggar, but today I am a successful flower trader, and I'm traveling for business. Your words changed my life. You taught me the law of give and take, and I realized that nothing comes without giving something in return. This principle truly works. But back then, I saw myself only as a beggar and never thought beyond that. When we met the second time, you made me realize I had already become a businessman. I started seeing myself differently. People weren't giving me alms, they were paying for the flowers I gave them. I was a small trader in their eyes, but I still saw myself as a beggar. Once I embraced this new perspective, I invested the money I earned into buying flowers in bulk and became a flower trader. People here love flowers, and this love has made me a successful businessman." The 2 men smiled and got off the train, talking about their businesses as they walked away. Moral of the story: this story teaches us the transformative power of changing our mindset. The tall businessman understood the principle of give and take, which is used by all great entrepreneurs to achieve success. When the beggar applied this natural law, his life changed for the better. It shows us that if we change our thinking, we can achieve anything. If we keep considering ourselves small, we will always remain small. To become great, we must think big and believe in ourselves. Success lies in our mindset. Nurture your self-respect, think big, and see how you reach the pinnacle of success.